Hey guys, it's October the 6th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a wonderful day so far today. Man, it's been the day from hell. I am not kidding. It has been a day today. We have had so much going on. I wanted to start off today's video and just say I'm really sorry that I did not have a video up yesterday, but we have been out of town. I didn't want to say that we were at the beach for safety reasons. When I'm posting videos online, I'm posting this for the whole world to see. And the last thing I want to do is go, hey, by the way, we're leaving our house unattended and going out of town for a week. But we weren't gone for a week. We were gone for like 5 days or something like that. But I've been out of town. We've been at Myrtle Beach here in South Carolina. We went up there. My father-in-law rented a house up there for us all to hang out in, and my family and him and his wife all went up there and hung out and spent, the last 5 days or whatever up there. Yesterday was a super long day. We had to we had to make sure that we made as much of it as we could, because we were supposed to stay there all the way through this afternoon or till tonight. But I had a doctor's appointment this morning that I couldn't reschedule. I had to go to. And we had some other things going on that we just needed to be back for. So we went ahead and just spent the whole entire day yesterday hanging out with our kids, doing stuff with them. We took them to the alligator park, which I have a bunch of footage of, and I'll put it in tomorrow's video and show you guys some of the stuff. I just don't have time today to do all that editing and everything and adding all that, but I'll add it into tomorrow's video because I'll have some time. But anyway, like I said, we were at the alligator park all day yesterday with the kids, and then we took them back down to the beach again. We just tried to fill up as much, and we went out and had like a late lunch yesterday afternoon, and then we didn't leave Myrtle Beach yesterday until it was almost 7 o'clock when we got out of there last night. So we didn't get home. It's a 4-hour drive for us to get home. And we drove straight home. No stopping. We never stopped for gas. We didn't stop to use the restroom. We didn't stop to get a soda. Nothing. We just went straight home. And we didn't get home. It was like 11 something by the time that we got home last night. It was late. So I am tired. And like I said, I had to get up first thing this morning and go to a doctor's appointment. So I was right back up at 6 a.m. this morning. Went to the doctor, was there for a long time, got back home today, and then it's just been one thing after another. As a matter of fact, we had just walked down to the woods just a minute ago. We were walking on one of the trails and happened to walk across the yellow jacket nest. So every single one of us just got stung. And I was actually like sitting down. This is like the 5th time I've tried to film today. And it's been, I get called away for something, my phone rings and I've got to deal with something. And just now, I was just about to sit down to film. My wife said, let's walk down here real quick. So I went walking with them. And as soon as we walked down in the woods, my son started screaming bloody murder. And I knew immediately what it had to be. He started smacking himself, and we were right there beside him. And before you know it, they were all over us. I got stung on my leg. My wife got stung right on her chest. My youngest son got stung all over. We were all out there freaking out, running around. But like I said, it's just been one thing after another. The guy who lives right here beside me, when we were outside just now, we heard a loud bang. And he was on his tractor doing something on the driveway. And we've got a gate down at the bottom of the hill down here. It's like a horse fence, but it's got an electric gate opener on it. And we heard this loud bang, and it sounded like something hit the fence. And my next door neighbor was on the tractor. But we never went down there to investigate. But my daughter just came home, and she called us and said, I can't get the gate to open up. Well, we go down there. The gate is all messed up. My neighbor hit the gate with his tractor. Now the gate will not open and close like it's supposed to. It's all messed up. It's just... So we had to go down there and get that opened up for her. And I'm just getting back up here to the house, and it's getting dark. So that's why I'm up here on the porch trying to film. And there's been a whole bunch more that's happened today. I'm just giving you guys like a couple of the small little things that happened. That's why I'm here filming so late today. But anyway, like I said, we've just been at the beach and, spending time together. My kids, they basically go to school all year long. They get like a month off during the summer. and then they get a 2-week fall break, a 2-week Christmas break, and then a 2-week spring break. So they kind of split their school year up, which is pretty cool. And like I said, it gave us an opportunity to go to the beach during the fall, which is so much nicer. Myrtle Beach is usually crazy busy packed. I'm not a big Myrtle Beach fan anyway, but it's just usually a really busy beach. And when we went down there, you know, in October, I mean, it was still busy, but it was relatively calm, a heck of a lot quieter. It just wasn't crazy. And, you know, the beaches were still pretty full, but we were able to get out there and just have a nice time. Usually Myrtle Beach is more of a party beach, which there was a lot of that going on while we were there. And I'm going to kind of get into that here in just a second. When I say I wanted to get into that, when we were down on the beach, I'll tell you what, everybody was down there drinking. I saw so much alcohol while we were on this vacation. So much. These people were coming back and forth. There was a bar right behind us. There was like a big hotel that was, or a big condominium place or something, but it was right behind where we were going to the beach. We were staying at some place. I guess it's like kind of like a village or something. North Myrtle Beach Plantation, I think is the name of the place. And it's, you can go anywhere in there. You got to wear an armband and all this stuff. But our house was basically in this neighborhood thing. So we would go down to the same place that was in that little area to go to the beach. And there's like a big hotel behind it. And they've got a big bar in there. And I kept seeing these people coming back and forth with these big hollowed out pineapple drinks. And it's basically, like I said, they hollow out the center of a pineapple. And then they throw all the guts of the pineapple in a little bucket for you to eat. And then they fill up the interior of the pineapple just like a cup. And they put whatever drink is in there. I would imagine it's probably something like a Bahama Mama or something like that. But I kept seeing people coming back and forth from that bar area with these pineapple drinks. And I just happened to ask somebody. I just walked up. I said, can I ask you a question? They're like, yeah. I was like, how much is that? $45 for one drink. One drink, $45. I saw a lady beside us who went 3 times for one of those drinks. $150 for 3 cocktails at the beach. Absolutely insane. To spend that much money. And I was thinking to myself while we were sitting down there that when I was in active addiction and I still drank, I would have done that. It didn't matter to me. Money was not important at all. I mean, of course it was, you know, if somebody had told me this drink is $50, I would have been like, really? But I would have paid it because it didn't matter. All that mattered was my buzz. And it just really got me to thinking while I was on the beach that day that if I was still a drinker, I would have went up there. If that's all that they had to drink, if I walked up to the bar and they said, we don't serve beer, we don't serve vodka, nothing on the rocks, it's either Bahama Mama or nothing. That's all we make, that's all you can get, that's it. I would have drank those Bahama Mamas, and I probably would have drank 5 of them. I would have drank $250 worth of liquor on the beach that day just to catch a buzz because, God forbid, I sit down there empty-handed without something to drink. And, you know, of course this would be if I couldn't have brought beer down there with me and all these types of things, but you never know. And if that was the case, I would have spent that much money because it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to catch my buzz. And now that I'm not in active addiction and I don't drink anymore, I'm not wasting money like that on stuff like that. I'm just not. And I'm so happy that I'm not doing that anymore. Did the thought of drinking occur to me while I was at the beach? Of course it did. As a matter of fact, I thought about drinking every single day that I was there. The thought would come and it would go. But all I would do when I would think about it was just find something to do. We were on the beach and I started thinking about drinking. I was thinking about how nice a Corona would be. But you know what I was doing when I started thinking about that? Nothing. That's exactly what I was doing. Nothing. I was just sitting there on the beach, staring around, looking at everybody else drinking, and I started thinking about drinking. But you know what I did? As soon as I started getting that thought about drinking a beer, I got up and I went down to the beach. I walked down to the water. My kids were down there, and I went down the water and just started playing with them. Guess what? I stopped thinking about drinking immediately because I was spending time with my children, and I wasn't just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. It's whenever I get bored, it's whenever I sit stagnant that I really start to think about drinking because I'm not keeping these busy again. And it's one of those things I talk about all the time is finding something to do with these. You got to keep your hands and your mind busy. If you can keep your hands and your mind busy, you're not going to think about drinking as much. It's just the way that it works. Find anything to do. I don't care if you're crocheting, I don't care if you're sitting down with a piece of paper just doodling. Just keep your hand busy or your hands busy. Find something to do. If it's playing around with clay. I just talked to my brother just the other day, and my brother told me, I've always wanted to learn how to make like clay pots and stuff like that. And I told him, then start. Why haven't you started yet? Like, what are you waiting on? Why aren't you going for it? And he said, I don't know. I just haven't really ever, thought about doing it. And I told him, I said, go on Amazon and buy some clay and buy a kiln. I doubt that they're that expensive. And he told me, they are a little bit expensive. But the thing is that, how much is it going to cost, at the end of the day? And it could be something, like I told him, this could be something where you could potentially make a living out of this. It's something that you've always wanted to do. There's no better time to start than now. Just pick it up. Go for it. What do you want to do? What's something that you've always thought about that you've wanted to do? A hobby that's always interested you, but you've never done it. You've never, took the time or spent the money. You just never pulled the trigger and just did it. Go for it. What is it that you want to do? You, right now, watching this video, what do you want to do? What's something that you've always thought was just so neat, but you've never done it and you've always wanted to? Go for it. Try it. If it's something that can occupy your hands, occupy your mind, most importantly, then go for it. If you're having problems continuing to think about drinking, you can't get it off your mind, it's all you think about all the time, find something to do. Find a hobby. I know there's something out there that you want to do. If it's just riding your bicycle around, go for that. Maybe it's going rollerblading. Go for it. Maybe it's bowling, or maybe you just enjoy going to the movie theater. Whatever it is, just go for it. Find something that you truly enjoy to do and start doing it. It could be something as simple as reading books. Doesn't cost you a dime. You can go to your local library and rent as many books for free as you want and read as much as you want. And the best part about reading is that while you're reading, you're getting smarter. You're learning more, And not just that, you're flexing those imagination muscles and getting those going. And it's so good for us to get our imagination back pumping again. It really is. But like I said, guys, it could be something just as simple as going to your local library and picking up books and reading them. It could be making little trinkets or making Christmas decorations or Halloween decorations. It's about to be Halloween. Maybe get on YouTube, watch some videos on DIY Halloween decorations. Make some decorations. If you have kids, get them involved. Man, kids love stuff like that. And it doesn't cost that much money. Grab yourself some construction paper, maybe some straws, some tape, anything. Go out in the woods, grab some pine needles, and just come up with stuff. Make some cool, funky Halloween decorations with your kids. I promise you, they will never forget you doing that. Now you've kept your hands busy, kept your mind busy, and you've done something with your children that they will never forget. For the rest of their lives, they're going to remember you doing that with them. How cool is that? And it's going to keep you from thinking about drinking. That whole time is going to keep your mind and your hands occupied where you're not thinking about alcohol. Like I said, think about that person that was at the beach this weekend. While I was sitting there beside them, they drank $150 worth of drinks. And it was only 3 drinks. But they had to have those drinks. It didn't matter that they were $50 a piece because they just wanted to drink. There were so many people out there drinking. Every single time that we went to a restaurant, everybody was drinking. Everywhere we went, everybody was drinking. There was alcohol everywhere down there. But myself and my family, we all stayed sober this past weekend, the past few days that we've been down there. All of us did. And guess what? Every single morning we woke up, none of us were hungover. We got up, we got the day started super early, got up, had our coffee, and we were gone. We went out and did our things. Now, did I do everything with my family? Of course I didn't. I just can't keep up with them. I got really tired. There was a bunch of times I had to go back to the house and lay down and take a nap while they went out. I mean, I only went out to eat with them a couple of times because I just can't eat that type of food. And most of the time, by the time they went out to go have dinner, I was so tired that I just wanted to stay at the house and just lay down. But anytime that I did go out, like I said, there was alcohol everywhere, and I chose not to drink. I mean, just day by day. Did I think about it? Of course I did, but I didn't drink. And for each and every single one of you that's watching this right now that stayed sober this past weekend, even though you didn't want to, as much as you wanted to go get that drink, as much as you thought that it would just make your weekend so awesome, but you stayed strong and didn't do it, I am so proud of you. I am so very proud of you. It's not easy. Because no one is telling you that you cannot do anything unless you're like in jail or maybe in a rehab facility or something like that. Other than that, we have free will to do whatever we want. And if you're of age, if you're 21 years old and you live in a state or a place that sells alcohol legally, and because there are places that don't, but if you live in a place like that, once again, it's free will. You make the decision what you want to do. And if your free will this weekend was to stay sober, I am so proud of you, because it is not easy. It is very hard to do. And when especially when that anxiety is setting in and you just feel like crap and all you want to do is feel better, and that if you run to that store and get a bottle or a 6-pack of beer, whatever you may drink or whatever you may use or whatever it is that you do, like shopping or gambling or whatever it is you're trying to get away from, that if you go back to that, it's going to make you feel better immediately. But you're staying the course. You're staying strong because in the end of all of this that you're going to come out on top. That, yeah, it's uncomfortable in the beginning. Yeah, it's not fun to go through, but it's worth it. It is so worth it at the end of the day. It's crazy because, like I said, this is the first time I've ever been sober at the beach. I have never spent time with my father-in-law, other than one other time or maybe 2 other times I've ever been sober around him. I know that he was confused. He didn't even know how to take me because I wasn't drinking. Because all the other times he used to see me, I was always drunk. Always. I drank the whole entire time. This is my father-in-law, to where we'd go to the beach with them, and I'd get super wasted drunk. We'd get back to the room. I was the one that was always in charge of cooking dinner, and I'd go lay down in the bed and pass out without telling a soul. I've got steaks on the stove cooking. I've got baked potatoes in the oven baking. I've got green beans just going away on the stove, and I went and laid down and passed out. My wife would have to come in there and say, "You need to wake up. Dinner's in there cooking. Are you not going to finish?" And I'd finally roll up out of the bed, go in there all upset and mad because I got woken up from my drunk slumber to go finish dinner that I was responsible for. Those days were such a mess. My life was such a mess. But it's not like that anymore. Yeah, do I have problems? Everybody has problems. It's just about how you deal with those problems. I don't drink when I have problems anymore. I stay sober. And now more than anything, when a problem arises, I just handle it. I don't let it linger and wait, and I'll deal with that tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. No, I just deal with it today, because I'd rather get it over and done with, and that way I can go on about my time, about my business, and enjoy the rest of my day. I don't have to worry about some issue that I'm just, putting on the back burner because I don't feel like dealing with it today because I'm trying to drink or I'm too hungover to deal with it. No. Yeah, I might not want to deal with those problems today or right this second, but I just go ahead and get them done because it needs to happen. And when I'm not drinking, I'm on top of stuff. When I'm drinking, I'm not. Everything gets put to the wayside. Everything gets pushed on the back burner. Everything is, I'll take care of that tomorrow. It's always tomorrow when I'm in active addiction. But not anymore. It's today now. And when there's something going on, I fix it today. And I hope that whoever you are out there watching right now, that whatever problems that you have going on in your life or whatever's happening, that you're doing the same. When you have a problem, you fix it. You address it. If there's something happening, you've got an issue with somebody, you just go ahead and talk to them about it. You don't just sweep it under the rug and let it build up and then one day you explode. We try our very best to go ahead and handle all of our situations in life in sobriety so that they don't pile up like they used to for me. Because I know that's what I used to do. My life was such a mess. And now that I'm sober, that's not the case anymore. And I hope that each and every single one of you watching this right now are sober today, and that you stayed sober this past weekend. But the thing is, guys, is that if you did relapse this past weekend, if you did have a drink, it's a-okay. It's no big deal. It happens. The majority of us have all relapsed. I've relapsed so many times I can't even count. I know at least over 100 times. I tried to quit so many times and would go right back to it. It happens so many times. And if that happened with you, it's okay. The one thing is, are you going to pick yourself up and try again? That is the most important part. Don't give up. If you relapse again today, try again tomorrow. If you relapse tomorrow, try again the next day. If you relapse the next day, try again that day. Just keep trying and don't give up. That's all that you can do. And don't beat yourself up. None of us asked for this to happen to us. None of us, when we had our first drink, went, you know what? I think I'm going to be an alcoholic or have AUD the rest of my life and let my life be a total disaster because I'm just going to drink all the time and avoid all of my problems and show up to work drunk and, you know, get pulled over and get a DUI. None of us asked for any of that. It just happens. We had that first drink. It made us feel great. It made us feel like we were somebody else. At least it did for me. It allowed me to be someone else, the person that I thought that everybody wanted to be around. But that's not who people liked. I thought it was, but it's not. I had so much disillusion, but now oh my gosh, that is one big spider. Did you guys see that? Wow. That guy right there was just about to crawl on my head. That's a big spider. If you look at my hand, wow. That is a big spider. Like I said, look at my hand. I don't want to get too close to it, but you can see my hand. That's a big boy. But anyway, guys, like I said, I hope that everybody stayed sober this weekend. If you didn't, it's okay. We can try again tomorrow. Just keep trying and don't give up. But at the end of the day, guys, I am very proud of each and every single one of you, no matter where you're at in your sobriety, no matter if you did relapse this weekend. I'm proud of you for even trying, because it is not easy. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, today's been kind of a rough day. I've just had so much going on. Tomorrow, I will sit down at my table, have a full-on video. I'll have my notes and all that good stuff, and I'll have a full, solid topic for you guys in tomorrow's video. Hopefully, I don't have all the issues that I had today, and I won't be filming in the dark like I am right now, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So, guys, until tomorrow, I will see you all then. Let's stay sober tonight. One more day. It's just one day at a time, guys. Tomorrow's not here. We can't do anything about the future, and yesterday's gone. But we do have today, and we have right now. And today, let's choose sobriety. I love you guys so much. And until tomorrow, I will see you all then. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night.